Welcome to the Marketing Boost Solutions Podcast. Join host Marco Torres, along with expert guests, as they deliver incredible, proven solutions to your marketing challenges in each power-packed episode.
Welcome back to another powerful episode of the Marketing Boost Solutions Podcast. Today, we're diving deep into the art of streamlining your business for effortless sales because let's face it, if your buyer's journey is clunky, then you're leaving big money on the table. Our guest today is none other than Chris Troka, a marketing automation expert, entrepreneur, and the brains behind Focused-Biz. Chris has a knack for helping solopreneurs and small business owners save time, nurture leads, and scale seamlessly. From running an award-winning wedding DJ business to becoming a leading voice in automation, ethical marketing, and AI-driven growth, Chris knows exactly what it takes to eliminate friction in your sales process and create a client acquisition system that practically runs itself. In this episode, Chris will break down, 1, the biggest mistakes businesses make in the buyer's journey and how to fix them. 2, how automation can turn your leads into loyal customers on autopilot. Why AI is not something to fear, but a tool to free up time and personalize your marketing. And finally, how to market ethically, build trust, and stand out in an increasingly competitive world. Plus, stick around because Chris has an exclusive offer for our listeners, a free automation and marketing strategy session to help you identify bottlenecks and optimize your business. Chris, welcome to the show.
Marco, thanks for having me. Great to be here.
You kidding? I'm glad you're here. And I guess we ended up reciprocating. I was on your show last year or sometime, and now I've got you on mine. So I'm thrilled to have you.
Absolutely. You provided some extreme value over on our podcast with the value-added incentive. I've been promoting that as well because I love the concept. So excited to share what I do and how I help people as well and collaborate a bit more.
Cool. Well, let's jump right on in. You talk about the buyer's journey. And so what's the first thing a business should look at if they feel their sales funnel or website isn't converting?
Absolutely. So the buyer's journey is what the consumer experience is from being problem aware until finally deciding who do I want to work with and potentially beyond that. So this is every experience that they have with your business from the online website to the phone to the email. This is their experience and their perception of you. Oftentimes when you talk about leaving money on the table, this often happens because either solopreneurs or small teams just can't keep up with handling the amount of leads that come in, or they just can't get to them quick enough. Most often we're working regular business hours. Even entrepreneurs are working nights and weekends sometimes, but we can never seem to keep up on the leads quite as quickly as we'd like to, especially to close the sale. So a lot of what we do is we like to remove that friction from the buyer's journey. So we want to make it super easy next steps to the sale. What information will your lead or client want to know before even moving forward with you? So it can be something as simple as having a sign-up form on your website, maybe a chat widget that can assist and help with people. Maybe you attach your phone line to an AI voice customer service that can now help answer questions and nurture them through their buyer's journey. So these are just opportunities for a lot of business owners to have the access to tools and resources that a lot of these bigger companies had for a long time. But that just means for solopreneurs and small businesses, we can do a lot more with less time and help to increase our revenue by removing that friction in the buyer's journey.
Good point. And can you break down, if you have, a real world before and after case study where automation transformed a struggling business?
Absolutely. So I would love to use myself as an example because for the last 10 years, I started a wedding DJ business, started to grow and scale that into a team of DJs. And as you mentioned, became an award-winning wedding DJ business which is pretty incredible. I even myself found I can't even keep up with these leads. It is so tough to talk to each person, not know who might move forward, how many emails and leads we get each week to be able to follow up with each one. So that's when I realized I really need to take a step back, look at what my process, what my client experience is, and rebuild that into an automation, something that makes sense based on the timing, the behavior, adding value to their journey. So it's not so much about tapping them on the shoulder and say, hey, did you buy yet? Did you buy yet? This is more about, hey, I think this is going to bring value in your journey. And I think this will help position us as trusted experts in our field. And I think this resource can help you along the way. So for us, this was creating blogs for playlists for maybe the top 200 wedding songs. The second blog that we send is going to be how to fill out your music timeline template. And by the way, here's an extra copy for you. That way, maybe the DJ service you picked doesn't have a template, or you want to use ours and help that to craft your perfect wedding playlist. So this was us kind of taking a step back, realizing I can't keep up with everything. So 2 months ago, I installed this chat widget, an AI-powered chat widget on our website. Within 2 weeks, I had already a corporate client go through our AI funnel through the chatbot. 1 month later, they booked us, and I just fulfilled that service last week. So this was a $2,300 sale that went through our funnel. They didn't even make it to our typical quote form, which is towards the middle of the page. They went directly to the chat widget. So it's just nice seeing that if you provide them an opportunity to use a different medium, a different channel to connect with you, they may prefer that. Some people like the self-service option. Some people like going through self-checkout at the grocery store, or they prefer to have a human. You can offer both. So you can always get both sides of that funnel and just help deliver better customer service, and then save hours of time for you as the business owner. So for myself, that was huge for me, saving all that time. I'm nurturing leads on autopilot here. Just this week, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 7 meetings with prospective DJ clients here because our emails nurture them, they follow up, they provide value, and all these clients want to potentially meet with me and book with us. So this is kind of the process. How do we take what people are looking for and put it into a system? So that's what I was able to build and save tons of hours for, and it's been a game changer.
Wow. And when it comes to, well, in your business, you mentioned at the beginning of the call that you promote occasionally a marketing boost to some of your clients that you're with your automation business. Have you implemented any of the incentives directly into any of your DJ or wedding business
I
programs?
Not yet currently, but it was always in the back of my mind because for me, I was always thinking, okay, man, I need a little bit of something to kind of push this client over the edge, whether that might be a small discount. Do I need to include an hour free? Should I maybe offer a free upgrade? Or should I do something even better where Marco's program, where you can offer a vacation package to a client simply for booking with you? And your recommendation, I love that, base it on a tier package. So don't give it on your lowest offer, give it on something that, you get all the bells and whistles, and that's where the real value, that push to upsell, so that way you can have a higher lifetime value per customer, per
Yeah.
client. So that's huge. I haven't implemented, but I'm so ready for it, and I've been telling other people about it because I'm
Well,
always
I'll tell
seeing
you.
them. They're always
Yeah, I'll
quick
tell
to
you.
like
I'll tell
want.
you. I'll tell you a story about a similar business of yours. They're not a wedding DJ service. They're a wedding photography service, and they offer and they do it nationwide. They vet photographers around the country that they focus on sales and marketing, and then they whatever the sale comes in, they've got photographers lined up ready to go jump in and do the job that they have vetted and followed their format. And they were struggling to sell their big package, the full photography, the video, the pre-event, during the wedding, after the wedding photos. It's just like whatever, right? All of the stuff they put together, and they were selling for discount. Their whole deal was discount, the cheapest on the market. We're the biggest, the baddest, and the cheapest. And well, they were giving up, like, selling something their competitors sell for about 5 grand. They were selling for about 2,500. And they found Marketing Boost, and we had a call together, and they implemented a campaign where they would do two things. One, book a call, just book a no obligation call with us. We'll go over what our photography services are, yada, yada, yada. And they would offer and they tested all of them with the 102, because Marketing Boost offers 102, 3, and $500 hotel savings cards. They tested them all, and the one they found that worked like magic was the 200. 500 was too much, sounded too good to be true. 100 wasn't enough, but $200 hotel savings card was a good hook to help go ahead and get people off the fence and say, okay, I'll schedule a Zoom call to talk about, hiring you guys as our wedding photographers. And then they'd get them on the call. And on the call, they would then pitch their whole kit and caboodle of services and say, by the way, if you do hire us, we do have a promotion we're running this week where you can get a 5-night honeymoon getaway included in your wedding photography package. And the honeymoon getaway, to Cancun or Cabo San Lucas or Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, 5 nights all. And we cover they do the disclaimer, doesn't include airfare, doesn't include food and beverage or government taxes and fees, but we've got you covered. And again, you got to be a little bit flexible. It may not work exactly for the dates of your honeymoon that you want, but whether you use it for your honeymoon or not, you've got a backup holiday 5 nights in one of these destinations that you can use anytime in the next 18 months. Well, that turned their sales around. One, filling up their calendar with their $200 hotel savings card, and then closing deals. And guess what? They were closing deals at $4,500 instead of $2,500. So they were able to hold their price, still be cheaper than their competitors at 45 instead of $5,000, but closing deals at a lot more profit, built in than they were previously. So similar business model. I thought I'd give you that heads up there, that maybe something to consider adding. Speaking of that, before we come back, I got a bunch of great questions for Chris on automating everything. But let's hear from although you just did, but let's hear from Marketing Boost, and we'll be right back.
It's time to wow, surprise, and impress your clients with the most powerful customer draw card available anywhere. The Marketing Boost Solutions Show is brought to you by Marketing Boost, where you can get valuable travel and restaurant incentives to drive your leads from prospects to paying customers. Now you can offer complimentary hotel stays in over 130 destinations worldwide. Go to marketingboostsolutions.com and try it for free right now.
You just heard from our sponsor, marketingboost.com. We're talking about how to implement rewards, perks, and incentives to enhance your business. If you haven't already checked it out, go check out marketingboost.com. It's the most affordable way to add the wow, surprise, and delight factor to your business. Now we're back with Chris. Chris, let's get into how can a business personalize the buyer's journey without adding a whole lot of extra manual work?
Absolutely. And personalizing the client experience it's been evolving over the last 10 years. We, kind of originally started with some HubSpot where you could personalize maybe the landing page, maybe the email that they receive, you get some merge fields. So that was pretty typical stuff for most CRMs and software systems that were out there. Nowadays, with the implementation of AI now has access to all of your contacts details. It can provide context and conversation based on those details, whereas a typical pre-generated templated email just couldn't do that before. So what's really cool is that AI can remember the history. It can remember the conversation. You can train your AI to go in different directions to lead them through the buyer's journey in different ways that best suits you and your business, whatever makes sense. So the AI is continually asking questions, trying to lead you towards this end goal here, and you can give it whatever end goal you want. So this is a way to hyper personalize that customer's experience and take that even a step further. Conversational AI can now do personalized email at scale. So think about the next email campaign that you're hoping to run. Would it be great just to have their first name and business name and city in there? Or would you like to know some contextual details about their business and what they're working on, or what past conversations you already had with them? So this can really help build a bigger trust factor with you and your prospect to help lead them through that buyer's journey, as opposed to just, your typical templated marketing email, which can be great, but conversational AI is changing the game, and it's changing the bottom line for a lot of business owners.
Yeah, that sounds pretty intense. As much as I use AI and everything else, I haven't quite implemented that depth of AI follow up and what have you. That's powerful. So speaking of AI and automation in business, what would you say is the biggest misconception right now about AI and automation in marketing today?
Absolutely. AI in marketing, well, It's tough because I think each business owner has their own perception, right? We have our past experiences, and each business owner only knows so much about AI and what's available out there. Just to see the evolution that it's had in the past 3 years, I can't believe how many tools are out there and how much AI is implemented into each business right now. But I think overall, when it comes to business and marketing, a lot of them have the misconception that you only want to focus on new leads. How do I get more leads into the top of my funnel? They never look at the middle of their funnel. How do they actually provide value? How do they follow up? Most business owners haven't even practiced or tested their own funnel on themselves. Have you signed up for your own funnel and tested to see, are you getting the right emails? Would this, is the timing of this email sound right? Does the messaging really resonate with me? So it's something you want to look at, that misconception about, I need to always fill that top of funnel. Yes, that's very important. But when it comes to marketing and nurturing and actually closing sales, you have to look at that middle of funnel too. When it comes to AI as a whole, I don't think business owners recognize really the potential that that AI has and how much it can help their business. For us, I think it's, some of us only know it as ChatGPT, and maybe it's a fun search engine for you. I don't know if you realize, but ChatGPT and AI operators and agents can now build Excel spreadsheets for you. They have access to tools, so a lot of them can book calendar appointments for you. They can collect details from your clients. For example, maybe your onboarding call, instead of having a human do this, maybe you have your AI call with a pre-script, preset questions in a script, and those answers get filled into a form, and then that gets followed up via email and et cetera. So when you kind of take this big picture look at how AI can help improve your business, it's just like any other software or tool that's out there. Same for automation, same for CRM. This is just a new tool in your toolbox to be able to do more with less. So again, AI is another great tool. I love it as a piece of software. It's helping to build better businesses and save them a lot of time. So this is the kind of technology that people want to implement into their business.
So a lot of people, I mean, CRMs have grown in popularity. Business owners have gotten smart, starting with ClickFunnels and then Go High Level, and then there's others out there. You provided this service to your clients as well. So do I. What would be some quick wins for small businesses they can implement right away to leverage automation in your mind? What's some of the basics, the simple, I mean, the average business owner, like you say, you start talking AI and they're like, man, that's above my pay grade. I don't know how to implement.
Which is fine,
Yeah, and not
and
only do I not know how to implement it, I don't even know where to start. Like you said, I'm barely playing with Chat GPT, asking questions here, which is amazing, by the way. Even just asking Chat GPT to help you write a newsletter, help you update and improve your email sequencing, your messages, your Facebook posts and whatever. You can ask AI to help you make more engaging Facebook posts or Instagram posts. I mean, from the basics of using Chat GPT for stuff like that, which is just still amazing and time saving and like crazy. What other quick wins or easy implementations do you recommend for the typical
abs-
home-based
absolutely.
business?
Yeah, for a lot of businesses who want quick wins with automation, there's actually quite a few recommendations that I can make. Probably the easiest one, let's say you're B2B, so your the leads journey is a bit longer, 8 to 15 months or so. So any past leads you have maybe haven't converted or haven't gone to a competitor, you can run what's known as a database reactivation campaign. So take all those lost leads, past leads that you thought never converted or ghosted you at one point, and run a reactivation campaign. Give them something a little special, some new offer that is kind of crafted just for them that they can't say no to. Reactivation campaigns are great for that. The second most important one is going to be just your first point of contact from when a prospect becomes a lead, when they fill out a form on your website, when they book a meeting, when they interact with your chat widget. How can you capture those details and then nurture them beyond that journey? So that's going to be the biggest piece. How can you provide additional information that they're going to need after signing up, and then naturally progress them through that buyer's journey to get closer to the end of the sale? So that is another huge way, is focusing on that first point of contact, the lead source, into that nurturing journey. From there, from the database reactivation and then nurturing the current leads you have, I think that's a winning strategy for some quick wins to show, okay, this automation, it definitely works. And how much time would would it have taken you to manually send all of those emails? It's just incredible to think about how much time that saves.
Folks, when we come back, we're going to dig into marketing strategy and some visual ideas. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Is your business on autopilot yet? Do you have automation in place to capture, nurture, and convert prospects into clients via email, SMS, ringless voicemails, appointment setting? Get all the inbound and outbound marketing tools in one place. Go to marketingboostsolutions.com for more on automating your business so you can make money while you sleep.
We've been talking about automation, so you just heard from automationbooster.com. And folks, I've been an internet marketer since 1986. I've been around before Facebook, before Google. Yeah, I should be a billionaire, but I'm not quite yet. But I've never seen a product like automationbooster.com where for one low price you have the ability to create all of your inbound, your outbound marketing campaigns, your email, texting, voicemail, broadcasting, set up all of these types of workflows that we're talking about on this call. So go check it out, automationbooster.com. In the meantime, we're back here with Chris Troka, the expert on implementing automation like this. And he's got by the way, a freebie on this call. Stay tuned as you'll be able to get a free marketing strategy session with Chris or one of his team members. So let's get into some of the marketing strategy. What are the top 3 marketing tactics that have been working for you personally in growing Focused-Biz.com?
Absolutely. Probably the best way that I've been growing my client base and my network, my community, has been through actually leveraging podcasting. And this was something that when I created it, that was not my intent. This was just an excuse for me and my best friend to talk, excitedly about business and marketing, things that we both enjoyed and could relate to. After a while, I realized that I could learn a lot by inviting experts and experts in their field onto our podcast and start to build that. So that was just a natural way to kind of build this conversation, get to know someone on a one-to-one level for that podcast strategy. The second one is going to be leveraging reviews and referrals. So when you have a client and you do a great job, your focus should be on the customer service and the communication piece, because those were the 2 biggest factors for a lot of businesses and why they said they love to work with us over the other company was the communication piece. So use that as leverage, knowing that if you can improve your communication, really drive home and hit a home run with your offer for your client, you should be able to get reviews and referrals on autopilot. Now, there are a lot of ways, like some extra touch points, maybe an email or SMS text, even an in-person request for a review can do a great job. But studies show that 70% of people 70% of people trust an online review as much as a personal recommendation. And we know how important personal recommendations can be, probably the warmest lead that you can get. So that's definitely a recommendation for me. And then the third is going to be organic SEO. That's going to be the next warmest pre-qualified lead that you can get because they're actively searching for solutions to their problem online. So if you're able to show up higher in the search results and provide value and context to what they're looking for, suddenly you can position yourself as a trusted expert in your field, and you're providing value to them. And the next time that they're searching for a solution or they're considering solving that problem, they're more likely to consider you as an option, which is why I love everything that you do with your offer. You put in, here's the 3 biggest things that are going to impact your business, right? Your marketing, your automation, and then your reviews. So I'd love to hear your input on kind of how you're using reviews and just marketing as a whole. But that's been our strategy, which has been super effective, but I'm sure it's different for everybody.
Yeah, speaking of that, let's take a minute to hear from our newest product, trustbyreviews.com, and we'll be right back.
In today's business world, your reputation is everything, but managing it can be overwhelming. That's where Trust by Reviews comes in. Trust by Reviews is the only AI-powered review software designed specifically for local businesses, simplifying the process of collecting, managing, and leveraging customer feedback to boost your brand's credibility and drive growth. Monitor reviews across more than 200 leading sites from a single dashboard and transform your best reviews into compelling social media posts with just one click. Showcase new reviews directly on your website, turning first-time visitors into repeat customers by highlighting your 5-star feedback. Plus, encourage positive feedback by offering rewards like hotel savings cards, powered by marketingboost.com, adding value to your customer interactions. Elevate your business today with Trust by Reviews, the all-in-one solution to build your reputation, grow revenue, and deliver exceptional customer experiences. Visit trustbyreviews.com to learn more.
Well, you just saw a little spot about trustbyreviews.com. And as Chris was pointing out, Harvard studies show that, and I forget the stats exactly, but I mean, huge numbers, like you were saying, 70, 80% of decisions are made based on your reviews. And they have to be current reviews. If you're not getting consistent new reviews, if people look at your reviews and they see the most recent review is 6 months ago, it's irrelevant. They're looking to see reviews from yesterday. They're looking to see and a consistent flow. And mind you, they don't want to see all 5 stars either. If they're all 5 stars, that doesn't sound, that sounds too good to be true. And I think the sweet spot is somewhere in the mix of a 4.5, 4.6, is then that you've got some negatives and they're going to look those up. They want to read the negatives and they want to see your response. Are you, one of the biggest things that happens with reviews is, does your business respond to the negatives or the positives and show that you're at least attempting to take care of the situation or at least responding to their negative post or whatever it is. So with Trust by Reviews, what we do, Chris, is kind of a platform to help you solicit reviews via QR codes, email, texting, etc., or in person. And then it's kind of a conversation first. It's soliciting feedback first. So you have the feedback comes into your world, and you get the ability to then, if it's a positive, if it's a 3, 4, 5 star, for example, then after the feedback, you drop them on a page that gives them where you decide where you want to ask them or solicit them to post their review. So you can have all of these integrations that we have. Say, I need reviews on Facebook. So you could put Facebook on top. And then I need, Google reviews, or I need them on Trustpilot, or I need them on SiteJabber, or I need them on the Better Business Bureau. So let's say you got a couple of negative reviews on the Better Business Bureau. So now you move your Better Business Bureau to the top of your solicitation process, so that the next bunch of reviews that you're soliciting, you're asking people to post their review on Better Business Bureau. And mind you, you're posting that you're asking people that have already told you that they're happy with your service, 3, 4, or 5 star. And it's kind of a private feedback. If they give you a 1 or 2 star, it lives within a private system. They can still post that publicly if they want, but it's not as obvious. And so we make it easier for you to manage your online reputation. And if they're a negative 1 or 2 star, then you can have a feedback directly with this customer, solve the problem, help them fix whatever their complaint was, and then go back and ask them again, go ahead and post, if you're happy now, would you do us a favor and share that with the rest of the world and ask them to publish it on Google or Facebook or wherever you want to post reviews, Yelp, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what our platform does, Chris, in a nutshell. And it makes it easy to not only solicit more reviews, but kind of help you manage your online reputation, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. And it's a huge trust factor, one, just to have, good reviews and, kind of reviews across the board. Like you said, 5-star reviews just can't always be guaranteed to say, okay, are they really getting all 5-star reviews, or is this the expectation here? And then from there, it really actually boosts your SEO when you can get multiple reviews in a shorter time frame from either Google, Facebook. This is always going to feed into the algorithm that helps boost you. So now you're getting higher visibility. Now more people are seeing those reviews. And then I think it's just nice to elicit the feedback from your clients and your customers. Know what you're doing right. Know what you're doing wrong. What things can you improve on? Because one thing you never want to do is ask your top favorite fans what they think about you. or your friends, because unfortunately they're not going to be too honest with you. You'd rather solicit that real feedback and advice from real customers. Maybe they had a good or bad experience, but you need all of that feedback. And then from there, it's just kind of how you position yourself online. Responding to positive reviews is fantastic, just showing that you like to help your people and build that relationship. But how you respond to negative reviews is even more important, because this is an opportunity for you as a business to kind of position yourself as, okay, this is someone who cares. I want to solve your problem. And also, people online are always, they're going to recognize when a review seems legitimate, or when they feel like the review doesn't necessarily, equal to their experience, or they feel it's exaggerated. People kind of recognize that. So they're looking towards the business response. Not that, you need to make a 5-star review out of a 1-star, but what did the business do to help mitigate that? What was their service recovery for that? Even for me, with a award-winning wedding DJ business, I've had my share of flops when it comes to events, whether with myself or with another DJ. And obviously, our goal is to try and create happy customers. And unfortunately, sometimes we miss the mark. So it's just the way how you follow up and manage that. It can even prevent you from getting the 1 to 2, 3-star reviews at all, if you're managing and communicating with your clients properly. But the way that you set it up, I love. It's kind of just built to automate for you. It's automated. It helps nurture and solicit feedback. And this is the kind of conversational marketing that is, one, effective and helps business owners. So I love kind of how that's put together. The way you build that into your business is up to you, but I definitely recommend following a lot of Marco's advice here. He's got it going. You may not be billionaire yet, but you're well on your way.
I do okay, but yeah, the B factor is still a long way off.
Yeah, I always tell people that that millionaire by 30 goal is looking pretty 35-ish, and then I changed 35 to 40, and I'm like, I'll just keep pushing that goalpost.
Yeah, exactly. I remember at 23 years of age, I owned 5 restaurants and a nightclub, and I thought, man, by the time I'm 35, I'm gonna be multimillionaire. Well, by the time 35 came around, well, maybe 45. Yeah.
See, yeah, okay, so I don't feel so bad about myself and not hitting those goals.
Yeah, no, it's part of life. Always reinventing myself and so on.
That's
So,
right.
speaking of that, what would be, um, what's one way? How do you track and measure for your clients, or what do you, a business owner is trying to get things going and start spending money on, typically people make the mistake of spending money on boosting a Facebook post. And anyway, if they're starting to get their business act together with a marketing budget and so forth, what's the best way to track and measure? What softwares do you recommend? What are people using in your world to track and measure what's working?
Absolutely. Tracking and measuring the marketing campaigns can really let you know where you're hitting the mark and where you're missing the mark when it comes to the campaign, and then decide where you want to reallocate your money or your budget. Where do you want to actually test things, and where can we scale things? Because you need that testing phase in order to scale. You don't know what's going to be effective enough, and otherwise you're just throwing money away by throwing it into a channel that isn't really converting where you want it. So when we work with clients, we create a full master spreadsheet on all the channels that we're working with, and this is going to differ between a B2B company or a B2C company. So we list out all the channels that we're working with. We're going to put both a lot of the important metrics in there, like the lifetime value, the cost to convert, cost to click, and then we're going to have some vanity metrics as well. What was the reach on this post? How visible were you? Because all of that kind of plays into your ultimate goal. Most businesses are focused solely on how many sales did I get? How much money did this make me? And that is absolutely very important, because that's your ROI, that's your return on investment. Businesses need to see some money coming back in to really know if their marketing is really effective. But beyond that, know that it's kind of a whole beyond the strategy. We could really go heavily into Google SEO and really get them into the higher pieces, higher positions on the search engines. But if people don't like the reviews that they're seeing, or maybe the pictures that are on their page just aren't really resonating with them, what does it matter if you're getting, more visibility if people aren't converting? Or maybe you find you get a lot of customers for a low cost per click, but the actual lifetime value of that customer is so low that you're actually losing money on acquiring that client. Now, this can be okay for short-term strategy. You can actually pull things back a little bit more and kind of take your time with it. But I think for a lot of businesses that kind of want to get to that next level, look at all the metrics, look at what's bringing in the money, and know that eventually a channel could become oversaturated. So yes, you have the best results from this place, but just know that in order to have a kind of overreaching goal, you need to focus on a little bit of every channel and just work the numbers back into your business. And that'll paint a clear picture on what the data and analytics is telling you. So everything from just the analytics that's included in each platform, like whether Facebook or Instagram or the Google business profile, into something more advanced, potentially like a Google Analytics, a SEMrush for position tracking, a happier leads for visitor and heat map data. So all of that can be really important.
So you
But I
guys,
think
do you do this with your operation? You are a full service agency to help business not just use the automation, but help them from A to Z,
that's absolutely right. We found a lot of business
including
owners.
you guys do, you talk about SEO. So you help people get the content, get the SEO on their websites and so forth, everything properly.
Absolutely. And it's weird because as we were like, okay, if we do a blog, let's say let's a blog as a service. Well, we have to create
Let
three
me interrupt you one
pieces.
more time here, real
Yeah,
quick. By the way, if you happen to be watching us on YouTube, but we're looking at his website, focused-biz.com. So go ahead, keep on chatting there, Chris.
yeah. So just want to say, like, for example, like, let's say a customer just wanted a blog from us. Well, with a blog, now we need to consider who's your audience and what is your offer and what is your message. How do we craft that into something that adds value in that blog? In that blog, we need to create maybe 3 to 5 pieces of custom graphics content for you. Those pieces of content can then be repurposed for your social media. Those can also be posted in your Google business profile. So we kind of realized making one piece of content, we're already kind of creating your full marketing plan and strategy as a whole anyway. So why not implement that? If we just need to add a couple extra keywords or use this in our strategy, let's just give them the full package altogether, because that's what really works. So that was our kind of strategy behind being full service. When you have clients coming to you and saying, we need help with X, Y, or Z, you kind of feel inclined to want to help them until you get to a point where you really have this offer that you're like, I need to say no to ones that I can't scale just yet. Otherwise, we just want to help as many people as we can. And I think that's a winning strategy, at least for us.
Very good, guys. So you can see he's got a Facebook group, Business Owner Strategy and Support. And you can reach out to him on LinkedIn here, Christopher Troka. So as we go through here, some great stuff you've been sharing. Let me stop sharing my screen. I had a couple more questions for you. Chris, what was the turning point when you realized automation and becoming an agency was the direction you wanted to take versus being the DJ of the building the DJ wedding business?
Absolutely. So this was during a point 2017, 18, 19. I was building and growing my business, working part-time and full-time jobs in between. I was kind of seeing that potential. I was really growing, but I just couldn't get to that full-time income yet. 2019 leading into 2020, I was having our best year on yet to date. We had about 65 events booked leading into 2020. We were so excited for that, and everyone knows middle of March we shut down. So we went from 60 events down to 16. I was already kind of finishing my marketing degree. So this was my chance to be able to pivot. And I said, I need a second stream of income if I can't go out and do these events, do weddings, where you can only have a wedding of 50 people and you have to dance 6 feet apart. Well, unfortunately, that's not people don't want to pay $2,000 to have a DJ come just so you can dance with too much room for Jesus. Don't get me wrong, nothing wrong with that. But this was my pivot during COVID. It was an opportunity to use my marketing degree. And I'd already been helping friends and family with a lot of their businesses and their marketing. So I said, why don't I take you from being friends and family into real official clients? Let me take this seriously as a business. But it was around that time where even my wedding DJ business was growing a little too much. That paper calendar that I kept in a little notebook, I was running out of whiteout to remove a date because someone said they wanted to hold it and then they didn't. And then I realized, wow, I really need technology and tools into my business. So it was the 2017 era of kind of introducing HubSpot. I started learning more tools, started buying more tools, getting introduced to more people who use their tools. So suddenly I had this arsenal of all these tools that I could start to use to benefit my business. And unfortunately, I'm one of those people who is lazy, lazy in the right way. I want to take the path of least resistance, but still have value and quality. So this is me just being as lazy as I can. I need this automation in my life. So that
Yeah,
way,
these tools are amazing today. I believe in that. I think there's never been a better time to be an entrepreneur. Uh, the things that we did, did years ago is so much easier to set up, automate, and set it and forget it almost
Mhm.
versus what, how many people you needed just to manage a sales calendar and appointment setting and just so many different things. So, but
Yes.
let's move on to the topic of ethical marketing with your background in relationship building. Uh, Many marketers rely on hype and overpromise. How does how can businesses build trust while still being persuasive?
Absolutely. And that's it's a little unfortunate to see that, these psychological and sales tactics are being implemented to such a degree that it's really manipulating the end user. And let's be real, our world is full of manipulation, from, the news we read to the propaganda to the way the algorithms fill our social feed. So it's no surprise that we're being manipulated at some sort of level. But when it comes to marketing, a lot of the time that's people's perception is we're all ads and we're all spam. So how do we kind of break beyond that barrier to show that, okay, one, we're marketers who care. Yes, sales and revenue is very important, but what matters at the end of the day is going to be the relationships that you build and the reviews and referrals that you earn from that. So a lot of the businesses that we work with, we talk with them first, and we make sure that their customer service is on point, or at least they're working towards that to build a better business, because we can put as many people into the top of the funnel, and we can help nurture and close as many of those as we can for you. But at the end of the day, your business will not survive or thrive unless you have the customer service and real ethical business practices that I think it's going to matter long term. Now, of course, we have multi mega conglomerates right now that don't have a lot of competition, or they don't need to stay competitive because they've captured the market. But for those like the small entrepreneurs, smaller business owners, we have to find a way to kind of stand out from the crowd and get away from that mess. While everyone's kind of focused on the sales and the marketing, we like to focus on building natural relationships. So it's about emails that provide value. It's not about bugging you. Hey, did you buy yet? Did you buy yet? This is all about nurturing and providing value. And this is where real businesses actually flourish then into that next level, because you don't seem desperate anymore. You seem genuine. You seem authentic. And those are the people that want to work with you. For those who prefer the other style of marketing, they're going to go to that other company, and that's okay with me, because I prefer the ones who have good ethical business practices, and they're in there for the long haul and not just that short-term gain.
Excuse me, I got some kind of emergency alert going on here.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Phones are all blowing up with child abduction.
Yeah. I swear they always have those, and it's like 10 miles away, and I'm like, there's literally nothing I can do. I'll keep an eye out for you, no problem, but
Right.
I'm just in my house.
Well, I'm glad they do that. I mean, if it was my child, I'd want everybody's eyes on it.
Absolutely.
So, nurturing, what strategies can businesses use to nurture leads beyond just sending sales emails? I mean, you kind of were touching on that. You talked about blogs, you talked about uh, your podcast. Uh, a lot of that takes a lot of effort. I mean, a podcast is a mega commitment. I know. um, what what else could they do that's not so time consuming that begins to create that content relationship you're talking about?
Absolutely. So when businesses can actually take a step back, okay, think about how many hours you spend on maybe putting together a cold email list. Maybe you're putting together some cold emails. Maybe you're building out this campaign, running something else. The time that it takes you to build out all those campaigns, to send 1,000 very cold emails to very cold people, you could have crafted 10 very warm, very nurture-friendly messages that would be more likely to actually get a reply and convert, as opposed to sending 1,000 cold ones. So this is always my recommendation: is kind of take that time you're doing on the non-effective marketing and just craft a personalized email to someone in your ideal audience. There was a great guest I had on a podcast that recommended, rather than trying to think about the 5,000 people that you could potentially work with in an industry, write down 20 businesses that you specifically want to work with and provide value. So a great way to do that is, a lot of the people that I work with, I'll give them either a free SEO report, or I'll review their website, or I'll take a look at their email campaign. If I see something that's off, maybe a link is broken in their email, I let them know. I say, hey, this is something that needs to be fixed, just so you know. But when you take a step back and look from that, doing the mass email approach versus how do I keep it small and more nurture friendly, that's a great place to start. Look up the business, look up the LinkedIn of the person you want, and just send them a message. Send them a very personalized message. Provide some value. So whether it's the SEO report, a website audit, or maybe I just send them a free piece of content. Hey, I saw this is your branding and I love what you're doing. Here's something that's relevant for you that provides value that you don't have to pay for. I'm just going to give it to you for free. Once you either teach someone something or you give them something for free, they're more likely to like you and be more interested in purchasing from you. So those are some quick, easy ways to think about the way that you want to nurture and build relationships without having to go into a full mega podcast sort of setup, because that can be absolutely time consuming.
Chris, for people, tell us how to get a hold of you. We're looking at your website right now. I see a contact, get in touch button. Is that where we should be going? Focused-biz.com.
That's right. Absolutely. Everyone can go to focused-biz.com. Everyone can find me on LinkedIn as Christopher Troka, or just my generic website, christroka.com. I'm sure if you just Google Chris Troka on the web, I'll pop up somewhere on someone's podcast, or my websites will show up somewhere. But I'd love to connect with people, chat a bit more, see what they got going on.
So all of these links are in the show notes down below, where you can find him on LinkedIn. You can find his website here. Chris, this has been a powerful conversation. And folks, if you're listening to this show, I want you to think about the, people like Chris taking the time out of their lives to share ideas and concepts and strategies you can use to build your business. So take this stuff to heart and reach out to Chris for help. He offers a free strategy session, and it might be a good fit for you to work with him. Whether you do or not, he'll give you some additional value that you'll be able to take away and put into your business. I see a guitar in the background. Are you a rock star back there, Chris? Or...
I wanted to be. When I was 13 or 14, I started a band in high school with all my friends, and we thought we were going to be amazing. Unfortunately, that was short-lived. We only played a couple of years, but still love playing guitar. I've got a couple more of those. Still jam here and there, but there's nothing quite like the old days of playing in the band in high school.
Oh,
we
man,
never made it to rock star status.
No, me too. I played in a guitar in a band as well back in the middle school and high school, and man, it was the best times of my life. Now that you mention it, I remember playing at an all-girls school, Catholic school, and these girls were screaming and hollering like we were the Beatles. It was
You're like, wow, they're all screaming for me. It felt amazing.
It sure did. Changed my life. It was like, I can do anything.
Yes. Man, powerful stuff.
Yeah. So folks, if you like the content we brought you today, please share this episode with another entrepreneur who might be looking to figure out what he's doing right, what he's doing wrong. If you, give us a like, give us a share, and don't forget to subscribe to the show. So we won't miss you, or you won't miss us on the next episode of the Marketing Boost Solutions podcast. Thank you for being here, folks. We really appreciate your love. Stay tuned for the next show. We'll be back. Thanks for listening to another episode of Marketing Boost Solutions podcast with your hosts, Captain Marco Torres. Now it's on you. Take the next step now. Go to marketingboostsolutions.com for more on how you can wow, delight, and surprise your clients with the most amazing draw card on the planet. So stay thirsty, my friends. Stay thirsty for knowledge. See you next time.